good to put the shoulder pads on. Obviously, with no leg pads, couldn't tackle, but we could, fit up blocks a lot better and play above the waist the way the game is supposed to. Guys went really hard. We're being fairly conservative in terms of the length of practice. This is a little bit shorter than what we're used to, but again, this is a 5-week marathon to get to the first game. So we want to make sure that we don't empty the tank and not have anything left for the couple weeks that we're going to prepare to win a game. So thought it was good. The kids responded, came out, and tonight, barring any issues between now and our team meeting at whatever it is, 7 o'clock, something like that, if there's no issues, then the guys will see their locker room for the first time, and tomorrow morning when they get here at 5:30, that's where they'll change and all their stuff will be. Questions?
Did you see the change, the progression that you want to see from shorts and t-shirts and helmets to adding the shoulder pads?
Yeah, I did. I thought our guys responded well. That's a different weight that they're carrying, so you got to get used. That's why we have the acclimatization period to kind of get used to carrying that weight around, and the guys handled it well.
Coach, I know you still have you're going to wait a little bit to name a starting quarterback. How close would you say the battle between Shane and Sam is at this moment?
We haven't really talked about it, so I think this is more of a, they're not getting equal reps with the ones. It would be silly for me to hide the fact that Shane gets more reps with the ones, but I think he has to know that if Sam goes out there and has a good couple series with the ones, he's probably going to stay in for a couple more and earn that. And so, but I don't know how close it is. It's Sam's still going to get reps with the ones, up until we start preparing for Maryland, because if he does better than Shane, he's going to earn himself more and more reps.
Look at Sam realistically overtake Shane.
Oh, I think realistically, yeah. He's got an uphill battle, so to speak, because he's not getting as many reps with the ones, but we still look at it as a competition. Although it's, there's only so many reps to go around either, and you've got to make calculated decisions on how many reps you want Shane to get and how many reps you want Sam to get.
Tom, do you have sort of an ideal running back in this offense? Caroline caught like 4 balls.
Ezekiel Elliott? Yeah, the 4th pick in the draft. Yeah. No, I think we've had all shapes and sizes from Carlos Hyde to Ezekiel Elliott to Kenneth Farrow to Duke Catalon, and so I think it's more about we had Jerome Bettis come speak to our team last year, and he said that the running back's job, before you even think about carrying the football, is you gotta protect the quarterback and protect the ball. If you can't do those two things, you're not going to see the field. So as long as they're doing that and playing tough and physical, then it doesn't matter height, weight, 49. It's vision, consistency, and protect the ball.
So it's first few days of the install. How's that going on the defensive side, especially when it comes to different plays?
Good. There's still a fair share of busts, whether it be new guys or even older guys, kind of overloaded a little bit. But again, just something I believed in my entire career of coaching is that you try to install as much as you can. I say as much as you try to install pretty much everything that's not game plan specific, kind of your base offense and defense early, and then you go back, reteach it, and then do it again and again and again. Because you want to expose them to all the different techniques and all the different on defense coverages, fronts, blitzes, and all that, and then you go back and kind of reinforce what you taught first.
Does that include teaching on stuff like 4-3 and position pods 3-4?
Oh yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Just day 1 was pretty much all 3 down. Day 2 was pretty much all 4 down, and then today was a mix like we would be, in a game, and we'll continue then to kind of mix that in throughout training camp.
Does
Yes.
your temperament change, like when you first came in the spring and you wanted to set the tone, to maybe now and how you talk to the guys and handle them?
Oh, my temperament? I don't think so. I think, we've got a job to do, and that job is a second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day job, and we've got a culture to protect, and so we've got to be able to be on point each and every day, each and every minute of every day, and so I'll maybe again loosen up a little bit, maybe after the bowl game or something for a couple weeks, and then we'll get right back to work.
How do you kind of gauge?
Generally speaking, in recruiting, the momentum you guys have, I'm not talking about any kids specifically, but the momentum you have, did you think that it could get going like this before the season, or has it exceeded your expectations?
I thought it could. We did it at Houston, and before we'd ever coached a game as a group, let alone coached a game at whatever place we're at. And so I think there's a lot of testimony to back up how we do things. I think our players do an excellent job of recruiting, and which is really cool because they're going to tell the recruits and the parents the truth. And they don't sugarcoat things. They're not, because they're not trained that way. They're trained to tell the truth. And I think when you have players selling your program and the way that you do things, it really, really resonates. And then, we're still in Austin, and we're still one of the top 25 public educations in the country. And so, I thought we could, but we're doing pretty good.
Tom,
conversations with
what the league has done in your eyes on and off the field to kind of get in that mode you were talking about at media days about it all being football?
Yeah, he's done everything we've asked him to and more, which is fantastic. And I think he has focused his energy into being a better, not just linebacker, but a better teammate and a better leader. And the dividends have been paying off. Obviously, we won't know for sure until Saturdays in the fall, but right now, I made a comment. I sat in the linebacker meeting room the other night, and just how different his body looked just on the video, running around out there, his lower body specifically, and I think he's proud of that. And you guys are going to get a chance to talk to him and who did we say, John? Him and Gerard Hurd. So you can ask him. He's doing a really good job.
You mentioned Gerard, leader, kind of trying to get him to become comfortable. Is that a difficult thing for him? Is that something that he's had to do?
Yeah, Gerard is a quiet guy by nature, and he's humble. He works really, really hard. And again, that position group 2 is a difficult one to lead, because if you're not careful, there can be a lot of individualism in that room. And so he's done a really good job, a little bit more behind the scenes than we even know as coaches, but he's a guy that does everything right and on the field and off the field. So you do those things, and you're going to get the privilege of having our staff and myself cultivate you as a leader, and he's done that so far.
How beneficial is it to have a guy that's actually been behind the center and now he's out wide?
Oh yeah, it's I think the best tight ends and wide receivers are former quarterbacks, because they truly know coverages, they know the ins and outs, they know defenses, they know where holes are, they know even body posture and demeanor of defenders and kind of what that means. So I think it's a big advantage for him, just kind of that knowledge of defenses and secondaries. Thanks.